So I had a client who had titled his car in the name of his trust, and when he got in an accident, the other party had hired an attorney, and the first thing that that attorney noticed is that the car was titled in the name of the trust, and a super expensive lawsuit followed. The point is, having a trust can be a red flare for having money. So let's talk about 7 reasons why you don't need a trust. The first reason is that you can use beneficiary designations instead. So whether it's your IRA account, a taxable brokerage account, your 401k, whatever the case may be, you can list both primary beneficiaries and contingent beneficiaries directly on there. And that is a really good solution in terms of those assets are going to avoid probate. They're going to get in the hands of those beneficiaries quickly, and there's no cost to it. It's a no-brainer. Even if you do have a trust, using beneficiary designations is a no-brainer. The second reason is that you can use a beneficiary deed if you have real estate. So whether it's your primary home or a vacation home, in 30 out of 50 states, you can list a beneficiary directly on a property deed. You don't need a trust. In terms of actually implementing that, all you're doing is going to your county recorder's office and filling out their form that specifies, here's the property, here's who I want it to go to. So it's not every state, but 30 out of 50 states have that available to you. It doesn't cost a dime. The third is there are 3 legal documents that you'll need, but you don't need a trust to cover any of these 3. So the 3 documents you need as part of your estate plan are a will, healthcare directive, and power of attorney. All 3 of those can be covered by using freewill.com. This is not a website that I have any affiliation with, but freewill.com is a public benefit corporation, and all it's trying to do is make it quick and easy to get those documents available. So in 20 minutes, you can have all 3. You can save yourself about $4,000 for using that solution. Fourth reason, the best security is obscurity. And we talked about the idea that a trust can be a red flare for having money. Another option you have is titling your car in the name of an LLC. Now, you might say, well, is that a red flare for having money? And it could be, but it doesn't have to. You could create an LLC and title your car in the name of it. But that LLC, if you wanted, could be called VHS Repair. And someone looks at that and says, this guy's clearly broke. So the point is not that you have to use an LLC, but it is another option that can get the same outcome without signaling that you've got a ton of money. Fifth reason is that a living trust, a revocable living trust, does not provide any asset protection whatsoever. You don't need to take my word for it. The evidence I'll share with you is that the tax ID on a revocable living trust is the same tax ID as yours. The government does not see those entities as any different. That's why they have no asset protection. This is one of the most common mistakes or misconceptions that I see folks make is, hey, now that I have a trust, I have some kind of protection. You don't. Certainly if it's not a revocable living trust, which is by far the most common one. The sixth reason is that every single trust update costs more money. So whether it's that you want to change your beneficiaries or you want to move states, those require amendments to your trust or changes. And every time you do that, you've got to pick up the phone, call an attorney who's going to charge their hourly rate. And whether you're making amendments every 2 years, 5 years, or 10 years, those really will add up over time. The seventh and final reason is if you don't retitle your assets in the name of your trust, it's all a waste. Now, what do I mean by that? If you've created a trust to, for example, put your home inside, but you don't actually update your deed to say that it's owned by your trust, it doesn't matter that your trust exists. that home, that property is still going to probate and you're not getting any of the benefit from having the trust. Part of this is the fault of estate attorneys. Estate attorneys do not often take the effort of helping you retitle your assets, whether it's your home, brokerage account, whatever the case may be. I actually called a prospective estate attorney one time who I was interested in potentially sending a referral to, and I asked her, do you actually help clients retitle their assets so they're getting the benefit of their trust? And her exact response was, no, we don't have enough time to do that. And it's like, well, that's part of the problem. The point is, if you don't retitle your assets in the name of your trust, it doesn't matter that that trust exists. Okay, so those are 7 pretty clear reasons to not own a trust. If you still think you need one, I would actually use this video and the reasons mentioned when you speak to a prospective estate attorney and just see if you go through all 70 of these reasons, can that estate attorney give you a reason why you should still own one? If so, great. The point of this video is not that no one should have a trust. If you're either a business owner or you have certain conditions that you'd like to attach to your beneficiaries receiving funds, or you don't want your will to be a matter of public record, having a trust is a perfectly reasonable thing to do. But for most folks, they can save substantial time and energy and money not having a trust. If you found this video helpful, I'd love for you to share it. And if you're curious about 6 things that you should be doing before retiring in 2025 or 2026, please check out this video right here. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Take care.